This is Rodney with Rex Wellness Center in Garner and also with Rex Bariatrics. And during the course of the pandemic, most of us have been staying busy by biking. And I'm speaking from a triathlon point of view. Most of us have been biking and running. But not many of us have had the luxury of swimming because our pools have been closed. But now they're open. And that's something that we can at least start to work on. But today I'm not here to talk about biking, swimming, or running. I'm here to talk about something that I'm pretty sure very few of us have been working on during this time, and that is the transition. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Transition 1 and Transition 2 of the triathlon. You're going to have everything laid out in front of you that you need for Transition 1. You're not going to have anything on your feet because flip-flops are not allowed in the transition area. So the goggles come off and you put them aside. Your feet are going to be wet, so you have a towel here to wipe your feet off to dry the feet. And because it's probably been at least 45 minutes since you last ate, you might want to have your nutrition sitting inside your shoes or cleats. In my case, cleats. But some of us ride in cleats and some of us ride in our running shoes. This is already going to be open. I'm going to take this, squeeze it into my mouth, and grab my drink, which is already going to be sitting in. It's going to be sitting right here. Sometimes I'll have it in my cage, but I take my drink right away and toss this aside. Then I will proceed to put my socks on. And by the way, this part is not for speed. During the regular race, I might be speeding up, might be going a little faster, but socks on, gloves, next thing that you'll need to grab, of course, is your helmet. The helmet has to be snapped when you leave the transition area. If you just put your helmet on, and you don't snap it, they will stop you. Make sure this helmet is buckled. Oh, and of course, before I even put my socks on, I have this towel here to dry my feet. That makes it a lot easier to put the socks on. Then I put my shoes or my cleats on. I have my sunscreen here. And this is a personal decision. Some people like to put their bibs, their race bibs on in Transition 1, some in Transition 2. Sometimes I'll put it on in Transition 1 because I have run out of Transition 2 and not had a number and I've been sent back. You have to have this number visible in Transition 2. But right now we're talking about Transition 1. I grab it and then I'm up. And once I get my helmet on, I keep my glasses sitting inside of a little cage area I have on my bike. So I grab my glasses, I put those glasses on, take my bike off the rack, and I walk or run as quickly as I can out of transition. Once you get to the mounting location, and there is a specific mounting location, you just can't get on your bike and start cycling out of Transition 1. You walk or run your bike to the designated area. All of that is explained in pre-race and during the pre-race meeting. You mount your bike when the volunteer tells you to mount. Your race number will be, generally there's a race number on the front of your helmet, or the race number can be attached to your frame as well. And that is Transition 1. For Transition 2, my bike is mounted, and then I'm going to take my helmet off. I'm not going to toss it. You have to protect the helmet. I'll take my helmet off. And you've been swimming and biking, you may need more nutrition. So I have my second nutrition sitting in my running shoes. For me, I'm going to take the sweatband off, and I'm going to put on, at this point, a cap, or a sun visor. To save time, my shoes are already tied. I'm just going to slip them on. I have my towel here. I need to dry off. And if I need to reapply my sunscreen, I can do that at this point in time also. Make sure you take your gloves off. I've done this, so you don't want to run with gloves on during this part of the triathlon. Your drink is sitting in your bike cage. This is a good time to get a drink. Make sure when you head for the exit for transition 2 that your race bib is visible. The volunteers have to see your race bib. If you don't have this race bib, they will send you back to your area to get that bib. It has to be visible. But once you have your nutrition, you've taken a drink, your race bib is on, you have your shoes and your cap, sunscreen, then you are off to finish the triathlon. And before you know it, it's over. A couple of things that I carry with me to every triathlon that may not necessarily be part of Transition 1 and Transition 2 areas are, one, my pod that has all of my bike changing tools. And I just ride with it. It sits right there in one of my cages. I also carry an air pump with me. I don't know, I can't tell you how many times someone has asked me to use my pump. I generally will pump my tires before the race, but sometimes I put air in my tires right before the race begins. So it's always good to have a pump with you. Transition 1 and Transition 2 are really important parts of the triathlon. And so many of us, including myself, don't always practice. But before a race, make sure you understand how you're going to have your transition area set up. Just go through the process a couple of times before race day. It will make a difference in your race. Happy training, and one day soon, happy triathloning. Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, happy training, happy racing.